What's going on? Move the mouse back in City Skylines. Greenwood episode 4, I believe. The fires are back. We saw that in the last one. The second I started in on the forestry industry, it burst into flames. So, no disappointment there if you were eagerly anticipating the return of fires. They are back. In today's episode, we're going to move a ton of people out. And in fact, I'm going to have to do this in quite a bit of time lapse. So first thing we're going to do today is expand the neighborhoods just a little bit more so we get some room to move people in. We want to get up to that next milestone population-wise. As soon as we hit 6,000, we will unlock high density for residential, commercial, and then office zoning, also universities. So lots of good stuff today. But we need to start by making room for people to move in. So we're going to do that first. We're going to expand some neighborhoods. We're also going to add in the child and healthcare centers. Child care center and the elder care. So I mix those up horribly. So what we will do is drop those in, and those affect birth rate in the city as well as life expectancy. So more people will be born in the effect area, which covers just about everywhere that we have residents, and the same thing with the elder care. It covers just about everywhere people are living right now, and that will increase life expectancy in the area. So longer lives, more taxes. It's all money, right? We need it. We're also going to expand water a little bit and power as we go, because we'll need that. But we're going to build out and replace the existing low density residential with high density bit by bit. So anyways, I'm gonna have to do this again. I said in a bunch of time lapse. So here we've hit the next milestone population wise, and we can start moving these people out block by block. And essentially that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna continue, or I should say I did that when I recorded this time lapse. I wanted to power through so that when I hit the ground running on technically this episode, the 4th episode of Greenwood, that I would be able to just, keep moving people out. So we've got a bunch of neighborhoods moved in now, or quite a few blocks have been converted over to the high density green cities residential, I believe, right? They are all pretty low level though. So we will want to look at increasing service coverage and parks and things that will make them want to level up more. Something else that I can talk about, actually, let me throw it in the cinematic camera for a moment, because now I can talk a little bit more about the DLC that is coming out. And one of the reasons why I wanted to build this city the way that I am building it. Very green, very walkable, and sure enough, there is a walkability DLC coming in just about a week from when this video goes live, a little longer than that. This will go live on Labor Day weekend. The Friday after that is, at least as it's scheduled now, when the embargo lifts. So tune in on the 9th. I'll be actually doing a live stream Friday, assuming everything's good to go and we can go live on that day. But hopefully I'll be able to give you a little sneak peek of what that's going to look like on console, assuming we get the beta codes and everything all sorted out. It's a lot easier on PC, to be honest, unfortunately. But we make do with what we have on console, so really excited for that DLC and all the features that we're kind of finding more about, the pedestrian roads and the bollards that will let the service vehicles in. Okay, enough rambling. We've got work to do, and it involves moving a lot of people out. So we're just going to kind of do this block by block. Notice that we don't have a lot of residential demand right now, though. So this is a little risky to do, say, 3 blocks right now, but we'll also increase maybe our office zone up here. Maybe we have a giant office block. I think we're going to end up moving stuff like the cemetery so we can continue these on, but we'll do this for now. We'll add another couple blocks. So actually, let's come out 2. We'll come out 2 big lines. That's 20 units. And we'll just connect this through. And then right in the center should be really tight zoning. Okay. And then where do we connect this through? Was 2 nodes after this. So let's see. That's not even, is it? Oh, that's wrong. I just want to make sure that we're kind of... Yeah, no, it's a mess. So let's do that. That should give us plenty of industrial. Because now we're meeting industrial demand with office. And then we'll do maybe a long commercial block here. I think we should move that. We're going to move that cemetery. So if you have the natural disasters DLC, you can go over to the disasters tab, and there is a collapse feature. And 3 times speed. There we go. So we can just kill these cemeteries and move them when we want to. Otherwise, you have to actually empty them into a legitimate facility. Those are some very weird buildings there. I don't know why that was zoned just there and only there. It's kind of weird. We're going to continue this street down. It's too much of a grid not to bring that down. And then we're going to leave this block as is, though. And maybe we do something like that. This is, so worth pointing out, we're going to make a bunch of these zones pedestrian only. So we're going to do a bunch of these neighborhoods. We're really going to reduce the car traffic through here. That was my idea the whole time, was to kind of test out what we can do with a giant grid, but a grid without cars in cities, or at least wherever we can get away with getting rid of it. So stay tuned for that as the DLC drops. We'll be building a lot of that into Greenwood. So we're meeting industrial demand with that office space. Here's the best thing though. We don't even have to water the area because I went so insane with the pipes in the first episode. We're still in that, well within that zone of what was watered. I think we want to start thinking about waterfront and how we pull what will probably be like, you know, canal walls, the, what do they call them? Was I on that tab already? No, it's landscaping. Is it over here on the water? Yeah, what is it called? Oh, Kike Kwe, of course. Of course. Depending on where you're at in the world, Kike or Kwe, all are acceptable. I feel like I say this every season, because regardless of how I say it, someone will say I'm saying it wrong. But Kike Kwe, all acceptable. So, should we keep moving people? We're pretty flat on demand, so let's get a big commercial block down here. High density stuff. Can we? We'll do the whole block. Here we go. Okay. So they'll start moving in. What do we got over here? We've got a dump that's full, and again, really cool with Natural Disasters DLC. I think it's worth it for this alone. If you're playing vanilla, we can just collapse that building. We don't need to worry about emptying it. So this is where our dump exists for now. As long as we have enough vehicles to service the area, that's all that we have to worry about for right now. I'm on the wrong tab. Dumps. Do we do recycling plant now that we have the money? How much garbage processing do they do though, right? We got to get at least 2 of these in here. And then we could probably even put a dump in behind it. I don't know. We'll see what they do. If people start complaining, we'll worry about another dump and doing something over here. We could always put the dump, like, on this road that is already polluted. This will actually hopefully help reduce some of the pollution spread. I don't think the pollution bubble for the recycling plant is as bad as the dump. It is not. So that just has a giant pollution bubble. Is it as bad? So let's see. Like, we're almost touching that building there. And we're well into that building there. So the pollution bubble is larger. So it will help clean this up a little bit. Sorry, kids. Well, sorry, elementary school kids. Not sorry to you, creative arts kids. You're punks. We know this from previous seasons. We have evidence. So we need workers. That shouldn't be a problem. That should be happening organically. Speaking of, when do we start moving out our stuff on the main street? Because low density is bad for the environment. Do we save that little pocket right there for a... Do we leave that open for a metro station just because somehow that didn't get... That didn't get zoned. We'll leave it. I mean, I'll try. Are we out of power yet again? And have we upgraded to a bigger plant yet? When do we get... Ooh, solar updraft tower. Do we spend all our money on this? I think that we do. And then that way we can stop worrying. Okay. Okay, you know what actually we got to do? We're at 8,000 population. Hold on a second. Pause. Because I bet I forgot something. I sure did. Leaving money on the table. Right there, 12%. I'm sure I mentioned it, and I'm sure somebody agreed, and I'm sure somebody caught it that I had unlocked this stuff and not gone immediately there. So at least I'm catching it in the same episode this time that it was unlocked. So where do we get a power plant? I think we get a power plant in up here, and we'll put it way up by the highway for now, which is fine. How close can we go to the highway? Okay, we'll just put it right there. We'll find a better spot for this, and in fact, later on, we're going to go to the smaller nuclear plants. I prefer that from a aesthetics perspective. We can probably get away with 2 in what we'll be building here. Maybe we go monuments, maybe not. I want to keep things... I don't know. We'll figure it out. Futuristic, though, all high density, very grid heavy, but also very... walk heavy. Lots of walking going to be happening. We'll get a couple small apartments in there. What the heck? Why not? Then again, I could have left that open for a metro station too. So do we... Let's hit play. Let's see how much power we have now. An obnoxious amount, right? In comparison to what we needed before. Let's take a look. Info views. Electricity, yeah, we're way over on electricity now. So do we start? I think we start to cut these back. Right, back to info views and electricity availability. We're producing 308. We need 117. Like, we're good for a long time. We could go into our budget, economies, budget, and power, and take that down to like 85%. Let's see what that does. We take it down to like 75%? Did I way underestimate? I don't want to like have to keep coming back in here. That's good for now. We'll save a little bit of money. Not a ton. You can micromanage if you want. I'm not worried about it. We do have to get some treatment going here, huh? Let's look at just something real quick. I just want to see how bad the water is. Eesh. I mean, it's getting pushed, which is good. Like, it keeps flowing away from the city, which is what we want. Make it somebody else's problem. But we'll definitely make some improvements on that. Are we already needing more office space? So let's do here. Since this is kind of a dead zone over here. Select. Let's leave space for a metro, and then let's leave 2 more for a path through there. And actually, maybe since... Is this not zoned right now? That's not going to affect a building. It's going to affect that building. Okay, we'll leave a little space in here. In fact, let's mark that off before we forget. Landscaping. And we'll do a pavement path through here. In fact, we'll just do one on either side to make sure that we're aware that that's where we're blocking off. Okay, let's see if we can get some more people moved in. We're going to try and increase the land value around here too. We're going to go right up to the edge here. So fill. Do all that. We'll do block by block. And a couple blocks at a time. But let's also come in here and get like a park or 2. Something small. So the dog parks are nice because they're relatively cheap. And they fit in here pretty well. So what does that free up? There's a 3 square over there. Let's do that. See, that makes a lot of people happy, so that should help us. Let's see though if it actually. Oh, you know what we should do? You know what we should do? We should replace these. How much money do we have? We don't have enough money. Okay. Dang. Are we at a place where we can loan again? So let's take this loan. Let's pay this. Let's borrow that. So now we have plenty of money to do what I want to do, which is we're going to replace our fire and police stations here. We're going to replace them with larger variants, which I believe should have more of a cascading effect. Although, wow, they are a lot bigger. We get rid of that tennis court and maybe move that over behind the school. So let's move that. Let's do this. Let's get a police station in here. Police headquarters not that large. Let's do... oh, that's healthcare. I needed a fire department, didn't I? So there's a fire department. I feel like I should have moved that in a slightly, because this isn't going to fit next to this, is it? Which one's, is this the big one? Yeah, no, that won't fit next to it. Will it fit back to back? It will. Okay, so we just need a little bit of money. 3 times speed. I thought we will move these around. We'll pivot one so that it's kind of on its side. But as soon as we have 60,000, we'll drop this in here. So give me 1 second here. All right, so those are back-to-back police and fire. We've also got healthcare. So when we take the taxes back down, it should, everyone should be pretty happy. That should help us a little bit towards some of those buildings leveling up some more. And the green cities buildings, the more they level up, the greener they become. They look more the part. They have grass and stuff on them. So we'll see that. We'll take a look at some of the levels and see what we can do. I think service coverage for like transport helps too. People are complaining a lot. People are abandoning. Okay. Back down to 12. Okay. That should clear up pretty quick. We've got a couple abandons here and there. We have almost no demand, so let's clear this up. And those ones that are flashing red, they still might complain. They don't have enough workers. Part of that could be because of how many people we moved in. We've got a lot of probably young people right now, I would imagine. Let's look at our population and see. What are seniors? 13%. So yeah, children, teens, and young adults account for over half our population. I'm sorry, that's really bad math. Almost half our population. 46? 47% now. So, you know, back to 46, 47. Okay, I'm going to stop. Yeah. So anyways, we've got a, you know, 41% of it is workforce. But I think that's going to increase. We shall see. We'll keep an eye on it. We could expand more office space down here and kind of make this more of our office park side of the city. So maybe we do that. Where does this connect in? So this connects in way down here. So just so we know where we're framing, we'll come to there. And then let's connect this down. And then we're doing these. I'm doing these this way, so we'll come down to the waterfront here. It's gonna be a little hilly here. That's interesting. I didn't realize how crooked things were over here. Do we go right up to the edge of this? Is that what we're doing? It's a little crazy over here, but that could work. We don't have to flatten everything just because that's was kind of the image that I was borrowing from the. What do we do here? That's a 5 wide block. That's interesting. Maybe this is buffer block. So let's see. We've got by far the most demand for office. So let's do a gigantic office park over here. And then as we have demand for residential, okay. As we have demand for residential, we will we'll be converting these over. Again, this just has more space for people to live in this same space of the town, same area, right? So we'll be able to take the existing space we have plotted out for residential and increase our population quite a bit. Just quick rough guess, right? Here's a house that's been here for a while. There's 5 households in it. And there's 22 people? 22 people living in this house. Like, just think about that. Think about the size of this, right? Like, this is an entranceway. Like, how many rooms do you have in here? 22 people? This can't be safe living conditions. Is this what everybody's doing here? Okay, they're a little bit better. They have 20 people living in that house. Like, what? I don't know. That's just way off. Way off. We need more fire coverage down here, huh? We'll have to think about that, but now is not the time. Now is the time to continue moving people out because people want to move in. So, block by block. And a lot of these houses like should not be full as well, right? 7 of 9. These people just moved in. 3 of 7. 0 of 7. So some of these are just buildings that are just empty and waiting. You know what I haven't looked at that I am kind of interested to know? What is our traffic at? 85%. We're slow at this first intersection coming into the city, and we'd see a lot of people kind of lining up to get out of the residential zones. We could fix this now a little bit with stuff like Old Town and make people walk more. We haven't done any public transit yet, and just wait until the DLC and we start making the city actually walkable. It's gonna be pretty fun. So it's gonna be a bit of a mess until then, but we're getting to that point where we can start, you know, or we have, I should say, we have started kind of gutting what we've put in so far to start making changes to it. I don't know exactly how the water's going to handle this if we do kind of square it off and build like canal walls, river walls, and make it like kind of a floating island, but this is so hilly over here. I will probably demolish this section of the town at some point and flatten this out a little bit. Maybe move some of this dirt over here because that's pretty rough. I do like this. I have not messed around with this, but you can actually now, where is it on this tab? You can buy and sell soil, which is nice. So it's kind of a way to have the unlimited soil cheat once you have enough money, right? Without actually cheating. You can really change the terrain and the shape of things. Still with the demand for residential. So that's what we're doing today. We're moving everybody out. Moving way too many people out. Not. Oh, no, stop. Oh. Okay, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, this person complaining about noise, I totally get, because like, look at this intersection that they live next to. Kind of surprised these people aren't complaining, but they don't live there anymore, which is why they're not complaining. So. What do we have? Do we have some of these buildings that are kind of starting to show their green? What level is this? So this one's almost in the level 3. Same thing here. This one's level 2. So the ones that have the grass on the roof are at or very close to level 3, I guess. Educate more citizens to let the building be upgraded. Ooh, you know what I haven't looked at? I haven't looked at my education in a while. I've been bad about maintaining the city. So we're way down on elementaries. Holy cow. So let's take care of our schooling right now, because that's bad. That is me not being a good mayor. Community schools. So let's see, how do we get this right on? I wanted that closer, but we'll take it. I should blow up the buildings next time, or demolish them, bulldoze them, blow them up. Town has it tough enough. Where are we at though? We need a lot more of these. So there's 2. Who else is not? Well, it's unfortunate they take up so much space. I wish I could just increase the capacity, but we can do that later on with the collider, right? So that way we don't have to have school spam everywhere. That one's definitely, I think, worth the investment. So where do people live? Where do we need this? Do we get this on like one of these back blocks? Like there? In here? Just to spread it out a little bit. And we're almost in the green. So many schools. We did have this space saved as like buffer zone. It also is the perfect size for a community school. So elementary school availability. Well, went way into the green. Did I go too far there? What do we have for high school availability? Capacity 800. So we need to add at least one of these. At least one. So we're really messing up our town today. Let's no, here, there. Let's borrow money again. Okay, 3 times speed. We'll wait until people are moving out, which is pretty good because we had 100 plus 180 right now, so this should buy us a little bit of time. By no means do you have to go down to where you're actually losing population. It's just on principle what I do. So we're seeing that population dip now because of the taxes. And once it gets into the red, we'll cut it over. But that should give us enough money to do at least one more, if not 2 high schools. And then we'll be in pretty good shape there, and then we can think about university. And then education-wise, right, we'll be doing pretty good for our Sims at that point. Okay, so now that we are there, back down to 12. I wish I could just like have a preset that macroed this. That would be awesome. Because I want either 12 or 29, 99% of the time. It's going to be at one of those 2. Okay, so all the tax bubbles should go away. We should see people start moving back in and demands start to increase. People are complaining about garbage now. So, in our continued effort to move out polluting businesses, we'll put a polluting dump there instead. We'll do it way down the end next to the highway and the power plant. Is that one little business that survived in there? Is it, or is that part of the other building? That's part of the other building. Okay, I thought that was like one little shack that somehow survived. So lots of complaints about workers. That's going to happen until we get everybody upgraded and educated. Okay, education-wise though, right? Where are we at? So we're good on elementary school availability for now. We need at least 1, if not 2 of these. And do we drop in over here? These don't fit in the 4 wide, right? Those are wider. Okay. We'll go right next to right there. So that's sitting right on that street. Okay. And maybe this is a city where I come back and clean up stuff like this, where we get those lumpy lots, especially for some of the bigger buildings. Like, I know it's tough to avoid, like maybe on a house that's on a hill. Some of that is just going to happen, but we'll try and come in and clean some of that up. So we got enough, I think we have enough garbage service now, do we? Garbage processing. We don't have enough processing, huh? I mean, some of it too is just our ability to get trucks out because of this traffic. So we do need to look at maybe hooking up another exit over here right by the bridge to bring our industrial traffic in and out of the city. It would be good to separate that. Haven't done that yet though. I hope our ice cube factory is doing well. Hopefully they are sustainable. I'll have to remember not to bulldoze that if it becomes abandoned. Okay, residential demand. This is what we're doing. We're moving everybody out. Moving lots of people out. And we may as well get these little neighborhoods right here. Okay, and then can we get more office block in? And we don't need buffer here, right? So we'll just move them in and we'll figure out what we have to bust for roads later on. Okay, $32,000. That's not a lot of money. But we should look at, what do these cost? $15,000 for a station. Those don't fit in the center, right? No, I made that way too small. Should have thought about that one better. So we can drop these in, right? But they're very expensive. We could get people, you know, moving up and down, you know, moving from either side of this residential pocket, you know, into the office zone would be nice. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy, but we definitely don't have money for it right now. So we just got to kind of keep grinding the city. Keep people moving in. Our budget's a little razor thin right now. So we definitely need to look at, you know, I dropped a bunch of stuff in. We got to look at having it just at the capacity we need and not any more than we need. But yeah, this is not necessarily the best way. Don't build cities this way. This is not the way you should be doing it. Unless you're trying not to cheat the system and build things up legit and unlock everything legit. But this is not a great philosophy for building a city. It's a decent route to go to unlock everything, to then gut it and rebuild it, which I am all for. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. You have the ability to repaint on this canvas that is City Skylines. So have fun with it. You know, that's the most important thing. I think this is a pretty good spot for today. I don't know that today again was the most productive, but we've certainly changed our population around quite a bit. I say today wasn't the most productive as it shows us a bunch of abandoned buildings on our main drag. So cinematic camera delivers. All we need now is a fog shot of the edge of the map and we should be pretty good, or a massive fire breaking out. Either one of those I think would be chef's kiss on top of the outro, right? Fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get there. Let's see what happens. So today, it's Labor Day weekend. That means it's Apple Buddy's birthday probably tomorrow if I posted this when I was supposed to. So yeah, if you know Apple Buddy, it's my wife. You can find her link on the channels tab of my channel, and check her out. We'll probably be live this weekend, doing some fun stuff for her birthday, hopefully. And next Friday, I want to say it's September 9th, is when we can start posting and sharing content about the new DLC. So assuming I have the beta keys, hopefully I'll be able to show you some of that. If not, we can certainly talk about it, or maybe I'll just have to load the PC version. But either way, tune in on the 9th for a live stream. Not a video, but a live stream. We go in live sometime around 8 p.m. Eastern, September 9th. And I'm going to check my calendar now before I say that date for like the 5th time and make sure it is a Friday. September 9th is a Friday. That's the day. So tune in then. Hopefully you enjoyed today and the randomness that was moving a bunch of people out of Greenwood to move a bunch of people back in. We'll keep grinding it. We're going to get to the top population milestones at some point so that we can unlock things like the Hadron Collider and then have a lot less schools, because they'll increase the coverage and capacity, or not coverage, increase the capacity. And then we can start to build like a more fun looking city, not one that requires 17 dumps and 37 schools for 10,000 people, because that's how math works. But then again, we also have 22 people living in like a 2-bedroom house. So math works a little funny in the City Skylines universe. And that's okay. Does this count as a fog edge of the map kind of shot? Not really. It looks like it's getting foggy. We might be getting towards the edge of the map. Can we get a fire, please? Well, in the meantime, there'll be fires. Don't worry. There'll be plenty of fires. If history has taught us anything, my cities love to burn. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button. Support the channel if you'd like. Hit that join button down below. Anywhere from 99 cents to $9.99. Really appreciate the support. But even the watch time helps. Comments, likes, all that stuff. See you on the next one, which is, again, next Friday. Live stream. Check out the new stuff. Be there or be square. Yeah. Move the mouse. Signing off.